A Fairy Tale Friday. Nacho Gordo, the runaway human tortilla. Once upon a time, in the kitchen of a quaint little Mexican restaurant, a tiny, withered abuelita and her ancient esposo sat, frying tortillas for their evening meal. Abuelita pressed out the dough, and dropped it into the pan, piece by piece, and as she dropped the last blob in to fry, she noticed that it looked like a little round man, with a fat little belly and a tiny bean head. "Ay, Dios," she exclaimed. "Here's Nacho Gordo," she said, and went to flip him off the pan. But as she did so, he leapt to his feet, and scampered across the kitchen table to the sill of a nearby open window. "And Dale. You are so stupido. I'm Nacho Gordo. You're high pupit." And he jumped out the window, and ran off into the darkness. Nacho Gordo had limited sentience, and he staggered through the grass following the scent of delicious refried beans and hot, melted cheese. After a few minutes of walking, he came across a squawking crow. "Hello, Nacho," said the crow. "I am Skiz a Crow. I don't belong in this story, because I don't hang around the barrio much anymore, but you sure look tasty. I believe that Mexicans are responsible for you, as they are for so much of the things that haunt my fantasies. I am going to eat you up." But Nacho Gordo stroked his cornmeal neckbeard, and ran away singing, "Ha, ha, Skiz a Crow, you are a dork. You can't catch me, I'm yer high pork." Something sure smelled delicious, though, and Nacho could not get the aroma out of his nose. However much he chased that flowery dragon, still it eluded him. After a while, he came to a warty old frog, plopped in a pile of scraps and regurgitated food. He saw Nachito, and an anthropomorphic tortilla was such a novel thing, he decided to claim it as his own. "Hello, Nachito," he croaked. "I am Blob Spleen. I was just telling all my fans about my idea for a humanoid taco shell. I am going to absorb you into my repertoire." Nachito just tweaked the tips of his floor boobs and laughed. "Stupid old Blob Spleen, fraudulent noob. You can't catch me, I'm a high pube." And he ran off. By now that smell was maddening, as if it filled his head, and the pulse beat in his ears with pure frantic fry lust. He was quite beside himself, when he came upon Volpsampus, the North American red fox, preening her shocking red hair under a tall, shadowy tree. Seeing Nachito, she recognized easy prey, if an unsatisfying meal. She said nothing as he waddled up, breathing noisily. "I am Nacho Gordo," he shrieked. "And you are a big fat old lol." "So," said the fox, licking her paws. "You wanna eat me, sloppy tramp," said Nachito, but the fox just yawned. "You're nothing but lard and flakes," she said. "I'd rather not." Nachito went berserk. Eat me. I have the aliens in my nuts bum. You need my attention, bitchaz. Pay me my plupton pork fry. Bottled anus. Rectum recuoon." And as his fits reached a climax, Volpsampus lashed out, pinning him to the ground with her paw. "Now that I think about it, you might not be bad even," she said, and sang. "Nacho Gordo corny, greasy. Not much substance, but you go down easy." And Nachito recognized the haunting smell that had followed him all along. That salty, pasty, lingering aroma was his own blistered ass. Raising one pudgy fist slowly to his mouth, and eating the fox suspiciously, he took a tiny taste, and that is how the clever fox got Nacho Gordo, the elusive kook of the Del Taco wasteland, to eat himself alive. First his arms, then his feet and legs, until nothing was left but the oval of his mouth, which the fox applied to the rim of her own butthole, as a trophy of her accomplishment. The end. Happy Friday.